Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. President Hichilema urges African nations to boost intracontinental trade. Over 120 kilograms of cannabis seized as DEC intensifies anti-drug operations. Zimbabwe makes first compensation payments to white farmers over land grabs. This bulletin is also live on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie. President Hakainde Hichilema has called on African nations to enhance trade among themselves by eliminating barriers and making bold structures such as roads, railways, and facilitate rather than hinder commerce. At the 2025 Land-Linked Zambia Conference held at the Sierra Resort in Chongwe, under the theme Embracing Smart Transport Corridors in Africa, President Hichilema has challenged the financial sector to reduce the high cost of capital, which he said continues to make business operations difficult across the continent. The president has stated Africa thrives when it connects, collaborates, and trade as one, emphasizing the need for integration and regional cooperation to drive economic growth. During the conference, two key agreements were signed between Zambia and Angola, one for the development of the Lobito Corridor project and another bilateral agreement focused on aviation cooperation between the two countries. President Hichilema has reiterated Zambia's commitment to doubling its economy, creating jobs and increasing national revenue, emphasizing that the country is on a mission to deliver better healthcare, education, and economic opportunities for every citizen.
To benefit Namibia, Walvis Bay, to benefit Angola, Bondi, Lobito, to benefit Mozambique, Nakala, Beira, Maputo, South Africa, Durban, to benefit, I can go on, therefore to benefit SADC, disposition, repositioning, to benefit commercial region, to benefit Africa. So we can do more business with each other. Very simple. Do more business with each other. Invest together. To trade, we have to invest first. What are we going to trade in if we don't invest? We invest with each other. We invest with partners outside of Africa.
The Drug Enforcement Commission (DEC) has recorded a series of successful operations in its ongoing efforts to combat illicit drug-related activities in the southern and western provinces. According to a statement issued by DEC Public Relations Officer Alan Tamba, the Commission has arrested 7 individuals and seized cannabis weighing a total of 123.3 kilograms. Mr. Tamba has revealed that in a complex operations led by officers in the southern province, with support from Lusaka province, the commission arrested and formally charged 2 male suspects for trafficking in 91 pre-packs of high-grade cannabis weighing 103 kilograms. The contraband was being transported into Zambia through Livingstone district. The suspects have been identified as Peter Mkandawiri, aged 31, and Henry Mangisha, aged 32. Meanwhile, in Mongo district of the Western Province, the commission apprehended 2 individuals in separate incidents for trafficking in cannabis with a combined total weight of 8.6 kilograms. The suspects have been identified as Chindele Kalwena, a 30-year-old male, and Makai Makai, a 38-year-old male. Additionally, in Kaoma district, DEC formally charged and arrested Lubinda Liswani, a 30-year-old male, for trafficking in 250 grams of loose cannabis. In a related incident in Sesheke district, 2 individuals were jointly charged and arrested for trafficking in 21.3 grams of loose cannabis, and the suspects have been identified as Mukendwa Mundia, aged 24, and Chose Chose, aged 19. The Commission has since appealed to members of the public to remain vigilant and continue reporting suspicious drug-related activities to the nearest tech offices. The Turkish ambassador to Zambia, Mr. Hossein Barbaros Diko, today paid a courtesy call on the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Grafum Samba, at his office in Lusaka. During the meeting, Ambassador Ditho also noted that Turkey and Zambia have enjoyed long-standing cordial relations and emphasized his government's commitment to further strengthening bilateral ties. Mr. Ditho has emphasized or expressed Turkey's readiness to deepen cooperation in various sectors that will mutually benefit both nations. Meanwhile, Inspector General Msamba has extended his appreciation to the Turkish government through the ambassador for its willingness to partner with Zambia in several key areas. He highlighted the importance of collaboration in capacity building and knowledge exchange, particularly in the fight against transnational organized crime, terrorism, and cyber related offenses. The meeting has reaffirmed both nations' shared interest in enhancing security and fostering stronger diplomatic and developmental partnerships. The Road Development Agency RDA has announced that construction works on the new Kafubu Bridge in Ndola are set to begin soon. According to the agency, the project is part of the concession agreement CA for the upgrade of the Lusaka Ndola Road into a dual carriageway. The agreement includes the construction of the new crossing point at the Kafubu River in Ndola. RDA has disclosed that the concessionaire MOICLN Limited has already begun setting up the construction camp near the Kafubu River in the Ndola urban section. The new bridge which will replace the existing Kafubu Bridge, will be a concrete structure measuring 46 meters in length and 19.82 meters in width. Construction on the bridge, which will span the upgraded dual carriageway, is scheduled to commence in May this year and is expected to be completed by December 2025. And in other news trending this evening, the governments of the Republic of Zambia and the Republic of Ghana have emphasized the importance of visa waivers and simplified travel procedures to promote increased movement of tourists and investors between the two nations. A renowned human rights champion and democracy specialist Ngane Mwanajiti has expressed his support for the government's intention to amend the constitution with the aim of enhancing youth participation in parliament. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Zambia Airports Corporation Limited, ZAC, has categorically refuted the persistent allegations made by the president of the Cleaning Association of Zambia in a recent interview circulating on social media. Zaki Acting Managing Director Mr. Zephania Sholobela says the claims of misconduct and corruption in the awarding of cleaning services tenders at Kenneth Kaunda, Simon Mwansa Kapwepwe, and Harimwanga Nkumbula International Airports are entirely baseless and without merit. Mr. Sholobela has emphasized that, as previously outlined in the press release dated 23rd January 2025, the tender process was conducted in a transparent and competitive manner, fully compliant with Zambia Public Procurement Authority's ZPPA regulations. He has further added that Zaki upholds the high standards of corporate governance. The board of directors provides strategic oversight and ensures that all procurement activities are carried out in line with the established policies, procedures, and applicable laws. He has highlighted that any insinuation of corruption or board interference in the tender process is completely unfounded. He has further said that attempts to associate these matters with the departure of the former managing director, Mrs. Ngoza Kasunga Matakala, are entirely false and unwarranted.
The Airports Corporation upholds the high standard of corporate governance The board of directors provides strategic oversight and ensures that all procurement activities are carried out in line with established policies, procedures, and applicable laws. Any insinuation of corruption or board interference in the tender process is completely unfounded. We also wish to address additional claims regarding the separation of certain employees. Zambia Airports Corporation enforces a strict code of conduct and complies fully with the Employment Code Act and the Industrial and Labor Relations Act. Any employment terminations that may have occurred are unrelated to the tender process.
Ends the business news, and in news from across our borders, Zimbabwe's government has announced an initial payout of $3 million United States dollars to white farmers whose farms were seized under a controversial government program more than 2 decades ago. It is the first payment to be made under the 2020 compensation agreement signed between the state and the local white farmers, in which Zimbabwe committed to pay 3.5 billion United States dollars for seized farmland. Thousands of white farmers were forced from their land, often violently, between 2000 and 2001. The seizures were meant to redress colonial era land grabs, but contributed to the country's economic decline and ruined relations with the West. And in sports news, defending champions Zambia have been drawn in Group B for Under 17 COSAFA Championship. The Zambia Under 17 women national team will be in Group B alongside Mozambique and Mauritius for the 2025 COSAFA tournament to be held in Namibia. Following draws conducted today, the tournament will have 3 groups each comprising 3 teams, with group winners automatically booking a ticket to the next round. The tournament will run from May 8th to May 17, 2025 in Windhoek, Namibia. And now, the weather.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Western Luapula in northern provinces, including the southern parts of southern province, partly cloudy, slightly windy and mild with a chance of isolated rain and occasional thunder. Northwestern, Lusaka, Central, Copperbelt, Eastern and Mchinga provinces, including the northern parts of southern province, few clouds to mainly clear skies, windy at times and mild to cool. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema has called on African nations to enhance trade among themselves by eliminating barriers and making bold investments in infrastructure, such as roads, railways, and efficient border posts that facilitate rather than hinder commerce. The Drug Enforcement Commission (DEC) has recorded a series of successful operations in its ongoing efforts to combat illicit drug-related activities in the southern and western provinces. And finally, Zimbabwe's government has announced an initial payout of $3 million United States dollars to white farmers whose farms were seized under a controversial government's program more than 2 decades ago. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie. Enjoy the rest of the evening.